Okay, one thing I've learned about Alaska is 90% of the time it's cold and rainy and not much contrast in the skies. So when it clears, you best take advantage of it. So I'm up here in Alaska and we're looking for opportunities to buy some houses. Is it wholesale? Is it distressed rental? Is it a pretty decent house which can turn into an Airbnb? Who knows? We're gonna take a look and see what we come up with. Now, I'm figuring that a lot of these people will understand somebody who's, well, frankly, a tourist when they see it, but I don't really care because we're going to walk around here and see what we can find. It always gives me content, and that's what I want to do. So what I do is we usually call it driving for dollars. But in this case, we're calling it walking for dollars. And we're walking around and we're seeing what's available. Now, where I'm staying, this little neighborhood is about 10 minutes from the airport. So 5 minutes from downtown. What does that mean? It's a prime place for visitors in Anchorage to want to stay in. So the first thing you want to do when you're determining what you're going to do as far as your real estate strategy is you got to know the neighborhood, you got to know the area. Now, why I normally would drive, I need to go on a walk today. I normally ride 16 to 20 miles a day down in SoCal and do my upper body TRX abdominal work. And trust me, the older you get, I'm about ready to turn 68, the harder you have to work in order to keep your body in reasonable shape. And boy, you got to eat right as well. Tonight I had baked chicken and some macaroni salad and some of the best watermelon I've had all year. Who knew that you get your best watermelon you've had all year in Alaska? But that is the case. That is exactly what happened. So I'm walking here on this street and not finding any vacant houses. Now, if you watched the previous video from where we were staying, I took a right, walked out of there, and the first house on the left was a vacant house, which would be a real good candidate as a better than distressed rental for investment property. So in real estate, what you got to be able to do is work a plan depending on where you're at. And as you do that, then you're going to have to adjust as time goes. So I'm walking down one of the main streets, 2-lane highway. It's just a gorgeous fall day. This is one of the first times I've ever been in Alaska where I haven't had a heavy jacket on. And you know, I wore the Alaska colored Fairbanks sweatshirt yesterday in honor of our cruise in Alaska. And that was 2 years ago. We went to many of the same places. We ported in Whittier, got on the McKinley Express, which is run by Holland America, and took the train to Denali. Now, when I was on the train, I wasn't paying close enough attention to some of the landmarks, and we actually went by very close to where I'm staying now, and I'm going to go check that out later. Now, whenever you're looking in areas for Airbnbs, boarded up vacant, just plain uglies, first thing you want to look at is there's a Section 8. Here's another Section 8. So what does that tell you? If you got Section 8 working, then typically the prices of what you're buying are going to be depressed a little bit. And you have to determine what you're going to buy. Here's more Section 8 behind me over here. See that? Okay, you've got to determine the value of the neighborhood. So, right over to my right, let's just say, for example, that might qualify. Let's go right behind me. It's right over that way as a Airbnb house. And you might be able to get a little bit cheaper and still be able to rent it out because it's close to other good areas. But wait, right behind me right here is a boarded up, vacant, just plain ugly house. This is a wholesale dream. So what you would do is you come over here, take down the address, and you can see that this house has been vacant for a long time. It says for sale by owners, contact owners, and there is your name. Now, here's what this tells me. You're wondering, well, this house needs to have been bought a long time ago, and it is. I mean, it's vastly overgrown. It's really a typical wholesale type house. The reason these people are not able to sell this is because investors don't see it as an opportunity. Well, why wouldn't they? I mean, I just came there. I was a street or two over from being able to, in the house where I was staying in is an Airbnb. Well, because it's right across from a Section 8 house, and there's not marketable demand. And the interesting thing is, these houses over here all are fitting that kind of a profile. So as you're walking, would there be an opportunity? Well, the reality is price cures all. If you can get a house cheap enough, then you want to buy it. So I would put that house in my inventory. I would call, try to find the owners, and see what we could do. And probably we'll come back and do that. Now, the interesting thing is, once you start to go at the bend of this same street, we're just down maybe 200 yards from the Section 8, all of a sudden it changes. And these have become marketable houses. Look at these houses behind me. Okay, so that house up there across from the Section 8, if I could get it at the right price, and you want to get in wholesale, that one is probably 40 to 45 cents on the dollar. And then what you want to do is, that's either a complete rehab, which is made into an Airbnb. The problem with the Airbnb, now you're not going to tell people as you're advertising the Airbnb, and here's another Section 8 right here. Interesting, across from these nice houses. So you're not going to want to tell the Airbnb that it's in the Section 8 area, but then again, if I was using this house as an Airbnb, I probably wouldn't tell them that we're right across from a Section 8. So it's a case-by-case basis. But in this part of Fairbanks, it's Fairbanks. Where are we? Anchorage. There's got to be Section 8 somewhere, and here we go again. We have more Section 8. This is really interesting when you get Section 8 and you've got it mixed in with some of these other places. So there's a lot going on here. Interesting place. You've got a mix of Section 8. We found a boarded up, vacant, for sure, just plain ugly. That's been their salon that the owners have actually said, call me and make a deal. And I'm going to go back and get their number and call them later on. Here's another Section 8. And here's a nice little home with a bunch of yapper dogs. Gotta love yapper dogs. They keep life very entertaining, but there you go. So you've got a lot going on in this neighborhood. The fact that there's so many Section 8 close to other houses may be a good investment opportunity because it'll drive down the area. Now here's another house. Look at this one set far back. Doesn't look like it's vacant, though it could be with the way it's definitely the siding is not taken care of. And you're always going to look at things like that and study it as you're driving. You want to drive about the speed that guy's driving right there. Use the brakes a lot. Stop, check, and observe. You can also, many skip trace companies, you can go and skip trace the number, find the owner right there, call them. Now what we're doing is we're testing some lead companies that are supposed to be pretty good, but we're testing them because everything's supposed to be pretty good until you use it. And we may be coming to yet another advanced strategy. Now, how can you tell a rental? There you go, right there. That's a rental. It's usually beat up, not taken care of. We don't care. A million cars, or this is somebody who has just owned it for a long time, decided that somehow they would collect some of these cars and be an eyesore for everybody in the neighborhood. So, that's quite possible. More Section 8 behind us. So this area is really heavy Section 8. So honestly, if I'm looking for investment opportunities, if I can get that one for 40 cents on the dollar, then I might do it, because then what I'm going to do is go to my Fast Investors Network and try to find somebody who would want to buy that and have the mission to fix it up. So we're coming out of this street right now. Let's see where we are. We're several blocks down from where I started my walk. This is Roosevelt. And now we're taking a left on Taft. Can you see a bit of a thing going on here? And that is, these streets are named after the presidents. So now you walk by and look at this house behind me. Pretty cool. Guy's sitting out in his trailer. Then you have Roosevelt Park right here. Nice little community. Lots of Section 8. Potential for acquisitions. You just got to know what you're doing. And direct message me, 951-847-0116, and let's talk. And I can show you how to be effective in doing this. Now, the other thing I want you to notice is look at the beautiful fall colors behind me. Now, I rely on artificial intelligence a lot, and the artificial intelligence was artificial because you always have to weigh artificial intelligence with, by the way,